I think I am live. Mm, okay. All right. Sam, can you hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Sam, you're online. I've added you to the stream. Yes, I can hear. I've added you to the stream. We are online right now. We are live.
Okay.
All right. Our third. Our second speaker is joining us now, so I will just let him immediately. But you can hear me clearly, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm seeing just your screen alone, like what Nollywood movie used to show us that time.
Okay. That's
That's what
what
I'm
I'm
seeing.
about to ask. That's what I want to ask. Why?
Okay. Okay.
What am I supposed to do now?
Okay. While we wait for the other speaker to join us, let us just share the link that we are live for people to join
But am I
for live
visible? Are you
stream.
seeing me? Are you seeing me or is showing this Nollywood stuff?
I can't see you. It's just your screen that I'm seeing that is showing the Nollywood thing, as I was
Is
saying
it
earlier.
is it a problem for my end? Have you started? I was thinking maybe I should fix the Nollywood stuff.
Okay, you're going to show yourself.
Okay.
All right, I can see you now. Okay, that's clear. Okay, so to everybody, I can now share the link. I'm sharing the link out now so people can join us.
Okay. I see right now.
Okay, so, okay, our third speaker is here.
Okay.
Oh, he's out again. I think he's having issues with network. Okay, while we wait for him, Sam, you are welcome to this episode on our Stellar Females program. For people that has been following us, they are aware that this is what we do. It's supposed to be something that we do every single month, but because of some stellar issues that we face, we don't really do it every month. We actually do it bi-monthly. So in today, this month is actually the month of March, and we all know that on the 8th of March is usually when we commemorate the International Women's Day, where we celebrate women and the amazing things that women are doing in the world and the amazing feats that they are achieving, both in their career, in business, in politics, and in everywhere. I mean, that's the real reason to celebrate females. That's the real reason why they have the International Women's Day. And the topic for this year is breaking the bias. It's not very different from last year topic was choosing to challenge, and we choose to challenge a whole lot of things. So this year topic breaking the bias was just like like follow up topics that support the bigger picture. That was the reason for this year topic, breaking the bias. So I don't know, do you have anything to say about breaking the bias? Do you think yourself that, because a lot of people think that we are fighting a lost cause, that there is no bias at all for women to break. We don't understand why we're breaking bias. Do you think that there's actually a bias to break before we go into the topic for today fully?
All right. Thank you so much. You can hear me clearly, right? To confirm. All right. Thank you. So
What did you say?
about breaking the fast, I see you can hear me clearly. Just to confirm.
Clearly, clearly,
Okay. Thank
clearly.
you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here right now. Yeah, be here. So your question, it says, do I think there's a bias? Yes, definitely. In some situations, in some scenario, in some system, in some cases, there's definitely a bias. For example, about when female women are, if, for example, they are not given enough time for their maternity, so they are rushed back to work. So there was this trendy issue on Twitter that time, not too long, like 2 days ago. So definitely, is the system favorable, or is there an equal chances of between a man and a woman? Is there equal favorable condition or work condition? Well, it depends on the it depends on the case. You understand? For example, there is no pregnancy to hold a man back. You understand? There's no pregnancy to hold a man back. So all these issues is a very wide topic. Actually, I'm trying to streamline it. I'm trying to streamline it to a very. If you want to talk about it, it can take a lot of our. Definitely, there's a bias somewhere. There's a bias somewhere. But it's a good thing that we are going to discuss blockchain, where I am very positive that it's decentralized, so there's no bias here. It's open. It's open to everybody. But so I believe there's a
Yeah.
bias in some systems, in some cases.
Okay, great. Thank you for that general view. Please, we have right now. So, what has been your story to the blockchain industry? Like for you to come now and talk to us about this. What is your story about the blockchain industry?
Well, when I was serving, so I had a friend. I knew, okay, I had to invest in case if I want to, after service, if I want to, live soft life, if I want to be okay. So I had a friend in school. So I knew he was into blockchain, but I was chasing the grades there. So when I finished, I now called him. I told him, okay, guy, Alpha, I'm ready to learn now. So basically, it was not that actually put me through. He was telling me everything to do. Okay, register. That time there was no. That was 2019. I think 2019. That time there was no exchanges, much exchanges like this. So I'm talking about this. I don't know if I should call that, but like Binance and the rest. So I was using
Okay, I
one.
wanted to say that when you are calling the name exchanges, you have to explain because we are assuming
Okay,
that we are at the fundamentals that our learners have limited knowledge about this.
okay. So like Binance and the rest, they were not much then. So that time there was no KYC, that's know your customer. So he was
Yeah.
basically telling me what to do through video call. So it got to a point that I didn't even know. It got confusing. So he was like, okay, just send me your password and your email. Let me register for you. So he just did it and he just said, okay, what do I want to buy? I want well, how much do I want to invest? So I sent 5,000 naira. The plan was to the plan was to use 5,000 naira every month out of my allowance. I didn't know I say allowance. But when I send him the money, he bought Dodge. He now said he bought Dodge. So when he bought the Dodge, I had 5,000 units. So I was like, okay, so this unit is plenty like this. Because I had bought earlier, right? I had bought one coin earlier, but the person kind of like gave me, I don't know if I say it took me, but the coin was worthless, but still 2,000 naira. The guy gave me like 7 units of that worthless coin. So I was shocked that I could have that much units. So I stopped. I didn't buy again. So I said, okay, this one is enough for me. So fast forward to 2020, then Elon Musk started, and Dodge blew up. So it got fascinating, and since then I haven't looked back since. I've been learning. Before, if I wanted to withdraw, I would tell you, okay, I want to withdraw something, I want to do so. But then I discovered, let me not burden this guy too much because he gave me access to his space. So I decided to, one day just go how to sell, how to sell the coin that I wanted to sell. That was the first thing I learned, and it was harder that time because it was no there's no app. You understand? There was no app for it. It was on the website was Ubit. So you use your desktop and everything was just like it was just like a interface of a helicopter. You understand? So I started from there, and before you know it,
Yeah.
I started buying other coins, I started watching videos, reading books, doing a lot of things, made a lot of trades, made money, lost money, made money, lost money. You understand?
Okay. So okay, because a lot of people are like I studied. Some people are like, because when they see me and they ask me, the first thing they ask me is that, what did you study in school? And the moment I mention engineering, they be like, that's why you have an age. I mean, blockchain is equivalent to mathematics, and you study engineering, engineering is equivalent to mathematics. So it's hard to explain to them that this is not about, there's no basics of what you study here. It's not about what you study. It's not about where you major in. That it's actually an industry that is open to everybody. Maybe if they hear it from you, they might have a different belief. Please say it to them. What do you think? Do you think it is an industry that is meant for the sciences, or is an industry that is meant for everybody?
Okay. Now let me give this disclosure first that
Okay.
I also studied engineering, so it won't be as if
Thought speaker
okay,
is here.
so okay, nice to have you here, boss. So let me give this disclosure. So it won't be as if um, I study engineering too, right? But that doesn't mean if you don't study engineering, you don't have an edge in the industry. First, although I would say okay, there are some if you are reading charts, definitely that's a knowledge. When I started reading charts and I technical analysis and fundamental analysis, and I saw okay, I was like okay, thank God that I did mathematics. It's just like you're plotting a graph. You understand? So and I believe everybody that went to school had the basics of a plotting graph. So it was a plotting graph is not basic, it's not an engineering something. So if you don't have to know math, right? It's something. It's as if okay,
Yeah.
let's say when the internet came when it first came, right? A lot of people find it difficult and complicated like this also. So it's something that everybody will still get to you have to just so when you don't have a choice, you are definitely going to find a way. And now all the there are projects that are making it easier for I don't want to. It's not me that would call people that are not into crypto too much. Don't find it derogatory, please. That's the term. So that find it that new people that are coming into crypto. So their project that their basic project, their basic plan is to make it easier for people coming in. So there's even better user interface now for you to come inside. we are thinking about all those people that came in earlier than this. Sometimes you have to like connect different systems, do play a game, find like 10 different process or procedure before you could get something done. But now you can just start by and you can get your buy, you understand? So they are making it easier. You don't have to know maths, you don't have to know
Yeah.
physics. It's just normal. If you just be curious and you be willing to learn. It's evolving. Even me that I'm talking now, I don't know everything there. Even gurus that have created books, they are trying to even update their book. If you know something yesterday, so everybody is learning. You are learning as you go. Just stick with the part that you want to learn at a point in time. I don't want to speak. Okay, I think that's enough for now.
All right, thank you for that. So, for those that are listening and are here, as you've heard our first speaker say that the blockchain technology is not specific to the male alone, and it's not specific to your background of studies. It's not about because you studied engineering. It doesn't give you an age because you studied engineering, and it doesn't make you lesser because you studied an art course. It's an industry that gives everybody equal opportunity. So update you, sir, you're welcome. We can see you. So where have
Yeah,
you
thank you so
been?
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, expand me around. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
Yes, I know you can hear me.
I'm
All
sorry I
right,
had to
please
come
can
in.
you
I had a
just introduce
little
yourself to the
network delay.
audience? They are with you. Okay, no problem, that's fine. Yeah, okay, please can you just introduce yourself? We want to meet you.
Okay. So I go by the name commonly known as Update Chief, but actually I'm Victor Pando. Um, I'm an architect. Yeah. So I would say that's actually the most basic information
Oh,
that you can get to know about me. So do I have the floor to
okay.
myself?
Can it's like we are having issues hearing you. Samuel, can you hear him?
No, he muted himself, I think.
Okay. Okay, he muted himself. That's true.
Okay.
Um,
One. Can you guys hear me clearly?
yeah, we
Yes.
Can you
can
guys?
hear you.
Okay. I think I'm just having little issues with the network. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So do I have the floor to myself?
Yes, sure. Please shoot.
Okay. Okay. So I would let me quickly introduce myself all over again. I'm Victor Akpando. Yes, by name, commonly known as Update Chief in the crypto world. Okay, and I'm also an architect by profession. And quickly, I just want to, I heard Mr. Samuel giving us a little bit of hints and a little bit of his background and all. Yeah, studying engineering, you find yourself in cryptocurrency, in the blockchain system as a whole and all. Yeah, I mean, it's actually nice and encouraging, and it's something that we would actually love to see more people. And like I said, this platform is just a platform to encourage the women. Since we had our Women's International Day, that was few days ago. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I've had several friends. I've had several friends whereby that actually studied arts that are actually females in this industry and are actually doing very, very well. Personally, they are actually doing very, very well. They've actually come true for me in several ways that one can actually, you can't actually mention. Actually, there's a friend of mine, and the person that actually introduced me to cryptocurrency, to blockchain, he goes by the name Dream Chaser JTK. Yes, this particular person studied art. He actually studied history, but he was the one that actually introduced me to cryptocurrency. So you see, it's actually a field or a space that doesn't segregate and at all in any way. So that notwithstanding, I'm just quickly going to talk about blockchain. Yeah, Mr. Samuel, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, definitely. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just quickly because I don't think I can see Symphony Soye anymore.
Yeah,
I think
I think
she's
our
still with us.
network there. She'll come back on.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So quickly, I'm just going to talk about Bitcoin blockchain as a whole. It's essential. Yes, we all know that Bitcoin started way back as at 2008, 2009. Yeah. Um, BTC, Bitcoin, was actually a protocol built on the blockchain. Yeah, it was a protocol built on this revolutionary technology, which is actually called the blockchain, and released by the pseudonymous person or people, I would say, called Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, basically, their use case on their white paper was just, I would say, it's a summarized. I will summarize it in a way whereby I would say it's just basically the P2P transaction in a decentralized world. Yes, in a way whereby you can send money to someone else without any intermediary. You get. So that was actually the idea that bettered Bitcoin and blockchain as a whole, and is actually organized in such a way whereby it's been done in a decentralized network, and this network actually be being powered by cryptography. You get. It's this network actually being powered by cryptography. You get. And many, as we know of recent, many have actually taken this particular system, be it the blockchain system as a whole or Bitcoin as a whole, as a major store of value. Many have actually taken it as a store of value, even over gold, which is actually the most common store of value. Many have taken BTC to be that. For example, we'll talk about people like Michael Saylor, who owns MicroStrategy, and kind of like, yeah, it's a hedge fund. Yeah, you find such kind of people taking Bitcoin. You find so many countries like El Salvador taking BTC and taking Bitcoin as a store of value. Yeah, so Bitcoin initially dominated this blockchain system until we had people like Vitaly Buterin, which took a bolder step. Yeah, they took a bolder step to add more innovation to this blockchain system. And how did they do that? They did that by, by by adding additional features to the blockchain infrastructure that Bitcoin actually used. Such features include decentralized applications, decentralized organizations, and also building of smart contracts, whereby all these contracts can all agree without intermediaries, or basically without permission from governments. You get. And mostly these smart contracts are actually written down in codes. Yes, they're mostly written down in codes, and you find out that most of the blockchain that came after Ethereum, immediately after Ethereum, we are actually layer one blockchains. What do I mean by layer one blockchains? I mean layer one blockchains are blockchains that are actually these layer one blockchains are the blockchains that are being built firstly on the blockchain system itself. Bitcoin is a layer one blockchain. Ethereum is a layer one blockchain. Yes, we have AVAX. AVAX also being a layer one blockchain. Also, then we can have we have other blockchains which are actually layer two blockchains. This particular blockchain, they tend to build on the layer one blockchain. For example, Phantom. Phantom is a layer two blockchain being built on Ethereum. You guys, we have several blockchains being built on that. And yes, you find out that inside these organizations, yes, we have key roles. And a major part of these key roles, yes, we feel that major part of these key roles are being spearheaded by males. And I think you're getting that wrong, actually. many of them are not being spearheaded by males. I have a lot of female accounts that I do follow both on Twitter, on Reddit, and on my Discord that are actually being handled by women. You get, yes, as you can see, we have Mfoniso doing something like that. Yes, so if she, as a Nigerian, can come up with such a marvelous idea, organizing seminar, webinars, and all. So I think no woman in general should be discouraged or in getting into this space. You get, so it's still talking about the features of blockchain. Yes, we find out that actually this blockchain and this Bitcoin and so on came up, but there was no major interactions with the outside world. Yes, so but how do you interact with the outside world? Yeah, that came about this protocol called Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink came up in a way whereby it serves as a way of we interacting with the real world, getting real data. You get. I'm just trying to explain to you how the blockchain system works. You get. Each protocol to its use cases. You get. So the Chainlink served as a way of interacting with the real world and this blockchain system, collecting real data from the real world and over to this blockchain system. And these are and they are actually called oracles. Yeah, one of the first oracle is actually the Chainlink. You get. So you find out that actually this technology is the idea we are having here is actually decentralization. We're trying to infuse every single thing we can do on the real life in a centralized manner. We're trying to take away every centralized applications and be it tools and all away from the powers of from the hands of certain peoples, be it the government, be it the 1% of the world. When I mean the 1% of the world, I mean the rich ones, trying to take away such power. So I would say it's something I would encourage anyone, be it a male, be it a female, and key into this because this is actually, I would say, wealth is actually changing hands here. And if you're not fast enough to key into this blockchain system, I think you're going to lose out of it. And features of these blockchains, I will actually say, yes, I've been hinting on the fact decentralizations. Yes, you get decentralizations. And how is this network being decentralized? That's what you get to ask. They are actually being decentralized and in a way whereby if you have, let's take for instance, I have my system here with me. Mr. Samuel has his own system here with him, and so many transactions are being performed on my system and Mr. Samuel's system. Then all of a sudden, my system crashes. Mr. Samuel's system crashes. There will be no proof that a particular transaction occurred. But you find out that nodes are actually systems, computers, and all. You find out that these nodes are actually connected to each other in a decentralized manner. I hope you guys are with me. They're actually connected in a way, in a decentralized manner, whereby even if
Yeah.
hundred or tens of thousands goes down, that you find out that the other system would actually pick up from where those other ones stop. We have thousands of these nodes, thousands of tens of thousands of these nodes and these computers working at the minute, and we have the miners operating these nodes and all. So I would say this. Even if probably, and let's take for instance Ukraine, as we're talking about, we have several nodes, several systems up and running in Ukraine, and then all of a sudden, every single nodes and their system in Ukraine is being shut down. Definitely, blockchain will still continue. Why? Because of its decentralized nature. We have several nodes, and as long as one particular node is still operating in the world, there is no possible way the blockchain system is shutting down. And know that we have thousands and thousands of it. So in a way, I would encourage us to even, there are different ways to earn cryptocurrency. I would encourage us to go into mining. Yes, mining, owning nodes and all, then probably owning these nodes gives us more power to decentralization. You get, and also transparency. Transparency is something. Transparency. Blockchain and the blockchain system offers this transparency in such a way whereby many transactions are actually written down on a public ledger. You get, and they're actually written down on public ledger, so it's transparent enough that anyone, as long as you have access to your phone, you have access to the internet, you can actually get access to every single transaction that is being made on the blockchain system. Then we talk about efficiency and speed. Yes, we all know. Yes, the blockchain system is actually fast enough. And I have a friend back in the UK. I tried as much as possible to coach her through some certain things, and yeah, definitely for every the service I rendered, she had to pay me. And I sent her my address, and within a few seconds, she just sent me a notification sent, and not quite long, just a few seconds, I received my notification that certain amount has been sent to my crypto wallet and all. So you can see how fast enough, how fast the system is and efficient the system is. Then we talk about security and immutability. Yes, immutability, I mean, is the system is actually immutable. Immutable in a way whereby once a transaction has been made, it can never be altered. It can never be altered. So that's in a way is actually like a security given to this blockchain system. Not whereby you have our banking sector, then all of a sudden you can go over to the manager and tell them that probably you made a mistake, that certain that could this money be reversed, blah 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 and all. But when it comes to the blockchain system, is immutable in such a way whereby any single transaction that is being made on the blockchain cannot be reversed. And why is it so? Because for you to reverse any single transaction, due to the fact that the system is decentralized and these nodes are actually connected to each other, you have to go back to it's like a chain. Yeah, it's a chain. So once a single mistake or probably a mistake by you is being made on a transaction, you have to go back to those different chains and alter it. And believe me, you don't know those other operators. So I would say you not knowing them seizes the power of you correcting what has been done on the blockchain, thereby giving it the power of immutability. Yes. So that notwithstanding, I've just given you a brief of the blockchain system as a whole, what it entails. Then there are several branches. Yes, I believe Mr. Samuel has spoken about different ways whereby you, being a woman, can actually earn from all these. Having the knowledge basically gives you this financial backing to tackle your everyday society and life. Yeah, I studied architecture. And what does architecture have to do with finance, economics, and commerce and all? But here I am going through all this and trying as much as possible to educate myself more and more. And if I can do this, I have sisters that I'm actually coaching, telling them the benefits of cryptocurrency, the benefits of blockchain. You get, I have my wife. Yeah, I get to tell her about that. Also, the benefits of the cryptocurrency and blockchain, and she's actually learning. So it's if I could actually teach my sisters, teach my wife about it, and if I find a way to teach my mom, I would actually do so. So I think the mantle is on us to actually take out this technology out to everyone. It's actually decentralized, so I would say it's open for all. Yes, it doesn't segregate. No sex. It doesn't segregate against any sexes or against race. It doesn't care at all. So it's a system that is actually open to all. Yes. And I would say, to an extent, I appreciate the fact that many Nigerians have been keen into this blockchain system as a whole. I would say, to an extent, it's it's more beneficial. I'm seeing more benefits in this than harm when it comes to this technology. Yes, it all depends on what you're using it for. Like I said, it all depends on what you're using it for. It's decentralized, so probably one can actually use it for good and also still use it for bad. You get, so that's, I would say, it's actually that I would say it's just a brief explanation on the blockchain system. Also, yeah, probably before our session will be over, I will chip in one or two words. Thank you, Ms. Foniso and Mr. Salmon.
Okay. Can you
I think our
hear me?
network is still having issue.
Oh wow. It's can you hear me at all?
Uh,
Yes, we can hear you.
I
We
think
can hear you.
oh, I think our network is still having issue. So I'll just continue.
Okay, okay. I was
We can hear you now.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
okay, great. I'm glad you can hear me. So I update you ahead. I was able to pick a whole lot of things. You actually gave a good fundamentals to the blockchain industry, and you counter a lot of myths in Africa because you listen to a typical African talk about the blockchain industry, and you hear someone who is not really an Africa, like somebody who is in the US that is quite a developed country, talk about these things. You can find there certain various limitations that we have, the use cases that we are not yet exposed to, the beautiful things that blockchain is doing that we are not even aware of. And you've counted a lot of myths and you've brought to life the blockchain fundamentals and dealt with greatly. Well, is there something you want to add to what Objective has already said? I think because of my network, I will actually want us to wrap this up in 1 hour because I wouldn't want this network to linger and linger. I don't know because rain fell here and it's been a whole lot of problems.
All right.
So
Yeah.
I think
Objective us.
Samuel
Okay. Thank you.
is having is loading from my end. I don't know what is loading from your
Okay.
end. So the next question
Objective us.
would actually want want you to actually talk about is
So, Miss Infonoso, I think you made a mistake with the link you sent to me earlier, and
between what Bitcoin is and what Ethereum them itself that or
yeah, Mr.
Do you
Samuel,
hear?
can you hear her?
No, I can't. I think I should start out.
Yeah, I tried chatting her up. I think the network, her network over there is actually bad. Yeah, I think she's having a bit of a network glitch or so. Yeah, so I think we've actually been talking to ourselves because she just notified me that the link we sent out earlier was a link for the speakers. You get, and so she just sent me the correct link. So I just sent that particular link to my community now, to notify them that
Okay.
the class is
Wow.
underway.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, she just chatted me up on WhatsApp, and she told me that now. So I just kind of just shared it on WhatsApp, um, so everyone can get carried along and know what we're doing.
Okay.
So, Miss Symphony, so can you hear us? So I don't know if we should actually go over everything we've actually said. Probably since I don't know because we can barely hear Miss Symphony. So I don't know if Mr. Samuel, if it will actually be a right idea to go over every single thing we've said.
Okay. Let me add something to what you said because we've not talked about the career opportunities. We've not talked much about the career opportunities that are in blockchain industry.
No, we've not
You
actually
can hear
talked
me,
about
right?
we've not talked about the career opportunities and all.
Yes. So I'll just you've laid down the fundamentals. You've done everything concerning the BTC and what cryptocurrency is. You've done a very great job, and I'm not going to say anything about how again. You already laid the foundation. So I'll just chip in the.
Okay,
You
yeah,
also
because
mentioned
I
the
think
opportunity.
we are having new speakers here. We are having new listeners here. So you could just go over everything you've said earlier and just notify them. That way they get carried along
Okay,
on.
because of the new list. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Yeah, so like Updative as earlier said, he told us what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrency is, and what blockchain is. That's blockchain is it's basically a digital currency that it's it's built on a blockchain technology. That's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital currency. You know, Nigeria did in era that's also a virtual currency. It's a digital currency, but it's not built. It was not built on a blockchain technology. So there's a difference between a currency, e-currency, and a cryptocurrency. And Objective has explained earlier how it works, what that blockchain technology is. That's it uses cryptography and other terms like that. Yes, I wouldn't want to go deep into everything, but I believe the summary is enough. So it uses cryptography, how you need a miner, and everything on blockchain is recorded. That's unlike e-currency or any other virtual currency that somebody can just manufacture 1 million naira in naira now, and from anywhere you can manufacture another one the next day. But on blockchain, there's code like Obeti also mentioned. There are codes that are written. There's a total supply that there's people have said there's only 21 million dollar Bitcoin that can be mined in forever. So blockchain technology is just fascinating, it's amazing. Like if you get into it, it's very amazing. It's it's trustless. Is what I mean by trustless is you don't need to trust the next person you want to transact with. You understand? Because it's recorded. There's a transaction ID, there's transaction hash, every other thing like that. So it's recorded on the blockchain. If I have your address, I will know all the transactions that you've done in the past. And update also mentioned how fast it is. It doesn't matter where you are, as far as you have a network there. What I mean by network is not one big term. I like when there's say network, that's what I mean by network now, because there's also network in crypto terms. But what I mean by when if you have subscription, there's network there's network coverage there. You can send money, it's borderless. That's another thing. Then update you also mentioned how it's a store of value. That means you can it's not like gold. Gold is also a store of value. I also mentioned and it's decentralized. There's no bias in crypto. There's no bias in blockchain. You can and you shouldn't feel like you are not enough to learn it, or maybe you need one kind of coding mentality to learn. No, no, you don't need all that. You just need to understand a few things. Just understand the payment system. You understand? It's like you're having a UI. Leave the coding for all those miners that they are doing their own things. Just focus on the vision. You understand? About gender. It's gender free. Anybody can. So Satoshi could be a woman. You understand? This Satoshi Nakamoto, the developer of Bitcoin, it's a pseudonym. They don't know whether it's a man or a woman. So it could be a woman. You understand? It could be a woman. So don't 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 feel overwhelmed. If you come inside, if you enter blockchain newly and you just see everything, it could be quite overwhelming, all right, but just focus on the vision. Okay, this technology is what this is. With time, you get to learn, the if I should now talk it, then the career opportunities that the career opportunity in blockchain is limitless. People say they come inside for the money. Why there's a joke around that okay, I'm here for the tech, you understand? Let me tell you, if when you use your money first, you'll be there for the tech by force. So aside the money and everything, the tech is fascinating. It's like you are inside another internet newly. So imagine when internet came newly, there is blog, there's when internet came newly, there was blog, there were a few social media network. I hope you guys can still hear me. There were a few social media network, you know, since we're newly there, but with time, you now have Zoom. You have this platform right now. You understand, and you have some job description that now you have social media that you now have a social media manager, social media marketer, content marketer, bloggers. You understand? So the career opportunity in blockchain is limitless
Yeah.
actually. So the greatest part is it's remote. You could be at home and you are earning through blockchain. You understand? So even if you are married to a kind of husband that says you shouldn't go outside, you understand there are some kind of men like that. I'm not encouraging it, but we can't run away from the fact that there are some kind of people that are married to that extent, to that kind of in that kind of marriage. So even if you are not going outside, you are inside your house. If you have your phone or your system, you could get different jobs. For example, of jobs are content marketing. If I copywriter, you know, like jobs in blockchain. They are basically things that they just create out of nowhere. Like some job description in blockchain technology, blockchain is very funny. There was a time they employed their memologists, like meme specialists. Like you just get employed to create meme. You understand? And you are getting paid. And this kind of place that we are now, I know they are wider, they are international audience, but in the third one now, you'll be earning foreign currency. You understand? Creating memes. You could be a what's it called? Discord manager, or how they call it. Like they are basically coming up with names. You just the more important thing is the role.
Community manager, yes.
You understand? So the more important thing is the role. Just understand what you want to do. But they just have to give the role a name. So basically everybody is just coming up. Recently, they call some people grinder. That's in NFT. So like the grinder is because you want a whitelist. There's something called whitelist. That's if you want early access to a project. When I say project, that's like a NFT project. That's we haven't talked about NFT, not fungible token. You understand all those pictures that is a frenzy now. I don't know if there's enough time. I'll still talk about NFT, but basically what I'm trying to say is, so now if you for you to have early access, for you to have early access to a project that's on NFT. And the advantage of having early access is when you buy it cheaper, then you can sell it later. Sometimes it's even free mint. It's just like airdrop in crypto in coin. So what I'm trying to say is, so now when you are in now when you are now in plenty Discord groups, right? Where are in plenty Discord servers, you will not be able to hustle for that white list because free things are not easy to come by now. Free things that are worth it. So there is a serious hustle. So people are hustling for white list. But now the rich guys, like people that have resources, they don't have time to hustle for that white. When you hustle for white list, it's called grind. The adjective they use, the verb they use is called grind. So now they are paying people to hustle white list. So you are the one that will now be you will be in different group servers on Discord, right? You'll be hustling for whitelist. When you get the whitelist, you give it to the person that employ you, right? After the person will now pay you. They call those people now that are grinding, they call them grinders. So the person will pay you. So you understand what I'm trying to say? Like there's endless possibilities, and there's another opportunity again in metaverse, right? There is a play to earn games. You know, there are projects now that you play games to make money, right? For example, the Five Kingdoms and Kradaba. The Five Kingdoms of Harmony. Then is it Kradaba is Cry is on cries on Avax, right? So on what they do is you could in the game you need teams, right? You need teams, you need NFT. I'm trying to break it down too much so that we don't spend much time on it. That's why it's difficult for me to come down. So you need teams like, for example, you are in a football, you are a coach. Now you need 11 players, right? So that's basically what I'm trying to say. You need 11 players. So that game now, you need your
Okay,
you need
Samuel,
your
sorry to
player.
interrupt you. I think you can
Okay.
actually mention lots of the career opportunities available in the blockchain technology. Even though people are new to the industry, when they hear about it,
Okay.
I think it's an opportunity for them to go back and research on what it does and how it can be done. So you have a lot of time. You can take 5 minutes or 7 minutes, mention as much as you can mention, because I think aside from having knowledge of it, when people get to know that if I have this certain skill, if I build up with this, I can become among those that have a career in the blockchain industry. So mention as much as you can mention, give as much examples as you can. It will really help
Okay.
the audience. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So as I was saying, when you are there's something called play to earn in crypto. That means you are playing game to earn. So now, for example, you are a coach and you need 11 players. So those 11 players they are in form of NFTs. That's why NFTs not just images. They use those some of those characters that are images. They use them in different games. You understand? So now, where this career opportunity is in this play to earn is people, the rich guys, they cannot deploy all these players, right? They need a team. So now they employ other guys that don't have money, because some of the one of the challenges right now in playing to any industry is it's expensive to start. You know, when you want to play, you need like maybe for example you need $5,000 to start a game because you want to earn. You know, it's the barrier now, there's a barrier there. But now they've broken it down. So the rich guys will pay the $5,000, but they will now distribute the players to other guys that don't have money. So now you are the one that will now be they are now using your time. You understand? They're using your time to earn, but there is an agreement that they will share the money with you. You understand? So that's another opportunity too in the metaverse. And there's another opportunity if you are an illustrator or a graphic design. Right now, they are calling themselves a Web3 graphic designer. You understand? Everybody is trying to rebrand. So then, if you're a graphic designer and if you're an illustrator, that's another opportunity for you. You can design NFT and sell, right? You can be a creator. And also in the metaverse, for example, Sandbox.
Yes.
That one you don't need what's it called? You don't need graphic skill. You just have to you create the character yourself in Sandbox, right? You create the character. There are tools there that you can use to create things. So you can create stuffs and try to sell there also. So the opportunities are endless, right? Then there's a technical issue. Well, let me say this: when they say job opportunity in blockchain, don't carry your head and start thinking, I will start writing codes, I will start doing this. Think of the skills that you have yourself, right? Think of the skills you have yourself and how you can infuse it. In fact, there are some skills that are needed right now in blockchain that some people don't know yet, right? Even the person, the company, the project, they don't know they need those skills. But if you can find your way and just sell yourself, when fintech started, when all these Silicon Valley started, there was a company that started. They came with nurses, right, to check BPs of the people that are inside the that are in the companies because they know these geeks, right? They don't have time to for their health because they are trying to code all day and the rest. But nurses came and they think the company that say, okay, let me be checking the blood pressure of these people in the company. That's another opportunity. Now, the nurses don't have any code knowledge or anything, but they are making money through it. You understand? So just if you cook and go and give it to a company that is a crypto company, right? You can still say it's still part of the blockchain opportunity, right? Because somebody is coding, doesn't have time to cook. You cook and brought food for the person. You understand? I'm just trying to say open your mind. Don't think it's only coding, right? Don't think it's only coding that is the opportunity in crypto. There is a lot to be done. You can do copywriting. All these projects, they need copywriters. You can manage their social media for them, right? You can manage their social media for them. What else? Like a lot of things that you can do for them.
Okay, thank you, Sam, for that. I think some time ago I made a post on the various opportunities that are available in the blockchain industry, and I listed out a whole lot of things. People that mine graphics artists in this blockchain technology when it comes to NFTs. But right now, graphics artists, they are the ones that are making a whole lot of money right now. I don't know why. So let me just share this story. Somebody made a photographer and was like, "Why don't you learn about NFTs and how you can make money from it?" And the guy said that NFT is devilish. That you can imagine being a photographer and you just send your image out there, even if it doesn't really matter. Somebody does not really understand. You're making millions of dollars out of it. So the guy openly said that you cannot do that. That it is actually very devilish. It's a myth that I think we have to debunk. When I look at the post, update chief, please, do you have any career opportunity that you think someone has not mentioned that you can add to what someone has already mentioned to so that we can have a robust feel of actually what we are talking about. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, actually, personally, there are actually a lot that one can actually engage in. You get. So I would say one is project management. Project management is actually very, very wide, but it's something that someone should actually take advantage of. Yeah, you're someone. Let's say you have it in your traits. You have a trait whereby right from when you were in school back then, you were this class monitor. You tend to organize people and all. You tend to be the leader in anything you're doing. Be it as the firstborn, you have this nature in you, whereby you get to organize your siblings and all. Be it as a dad, as the man of the house, you have this mentality of organizing the family also. So then you find out that just like what someone said, you mustn't learn coding. You mustn't know the technical aspects about all this. There are several earlier during our class. I mentioned about different ways you could actually earn in cryptocurrency. Yes, be it as a minor, yes, which I would actually advise many people to actually go into that because whether you're in the bear run or the bull run, it doesn't matter. You're earning madly from these transaction fees and from these block rewards that are being given out. Yes, that is actually one way as a miner. Yes, you don't necessarily need to trade cryptocurrency. You just get your nodes, your system, and all organize this stuff. Basically, all you need is just power. Your system is actually doing all that for you. It doesn't segregate. Be it a man, be it a woman, you can actually do this. Get the system up and running. Yes, probably you will need one or two coaches from people that actually have an idea of it. They're speaking about this project management I was talking about. Yes, severally, you can find actually you can see, okay, you know a friend that's actually good in coding, you have an idea, or probably you see a friend that has an idea about a particular project, about a particular use case, and you feel that, okay, hey, think I can actually organize people that could bring this project to limelight. Yes, all you have to do is basically, the person, the person writing, the person writing the smart contract. Yes, you get in touch with the person writing the smart contract. Okay, let's take for instance someone like me. Yes, I have a lot of contacts. Basically, I don't do Solidity. I'm still learning Solidity and all, writing smart contracts and all. Yes, you get, but still, I could handle a lot of projects. I could serve as a project manager for several for any kind of projects I want. In the sense that I have a particular friend of mine, yes, Johnny Montage, whom is actually very very good in graphics. Just like Miss Symphony said, she spoke about graphics designers and photographers and all. I have a very good friend of mine who is also a photographer. Yes, basically, all you have to do, you just have to be the link to these different people. Yes, and you find out that actually the women would actually do well in this industry, serving as project managers. Yes, because they have this motherly mentality of gathering everyone around. Yes, trying to organize things. We all know women for that. And wherever the house is being scattered, they tend to organize and stuff like that. So if we could have more women in that field, organizing stuff, getting the graphic designers, getting the engineers, writing these smart contracts and all, getting the meme content creators, yes, getting the content creators, also getting even the copywriters, just like how Mr. Samuel said. I think that particular one is actually a field whereby many women should look into. You get, and also there are actually I've had a lot of female friends that are actually very 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 funny. Yes, very, when I mean very very funny, they are very very funny. You could actually and take a leap or going into content creation in this field called the blockchain. Yes, you could channel that creative aspect, that creative mindset of yours into creating different content for this stuff. Yes, you find out that you, as a funny person, you create a good content about a particular project. Yeah, I believe Foniso is very, very active on Twitter. You get to create this content and tweet it on your Twitter pages. You find out that most of these projects, they even get to retweet it. Yes, them retweeting it is giving you recognition. You get, so then imagine you going into the DM telling them, hey, this is what I have to offer to you. Remember, they don't have to come meet you. You have to project yourself. Yes, you have to, in as much as you have the value, you have to still project yourself. Then you going into the DM, chatting them or writing them through mails that, okay, hey, you can help out through content creation, you can help out through community managers. Yes, we have so many of our women right now, as we're talking now, they know how to handle Instagram accounts. Yes, you find out that these women, okay, you're good in publicizing your lifestyle outside as a whole, as you basically you're community manager for your own account. But imagine you handling a particular project as a community manager. You would actually do well if you could actually handle your own accounts, build your accounts from 0 to 10,000 followers, to 15,000 followers, to 20 and 100,000 followers. Believe me, you would actually do well as a community manager. You get, it's all about being smart and channeling the energy and to the right place. So I would say there are a lot of I wouldn't want to belittle any woman as a whole, and trying to probably tell you that this particular career in the blockchain industry is lesser than this other one. Yeah, that the tech guys, the guys writing these contracts are actually the smarter ones. No, you don't have to look at those ones as the smarter ones. Yes, you as a content creator, you're smart, you're doing your stuff. You as a community manager, you're smart, you're doing your stuff. You as a project manager, you're smart, you're doing your stuff. And also you find several women going learning Solidity, learning most of these programs, and UX, UI, and all, just to fortify themselves. So I think the field is this space is actually big enough and ready to contain everyone. Like I said, mining is another way. Come on, there's several women that can actually do this. You can just key in, you get. So I would say that's actually on all I have to say to encourage our women, Miss Symphony. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Underrated when it comes to blockchain technology is actually teaching the blockchain itself. People are not looking at that part. I don't know why. Like, do you know how much you can make just teaching people blockchain? Like, do you know how much you can make from that? So that's a very important career opportunity that I actually wanted to mention. Now that we're actually talking about opportunities in blockchain, I think we have used over 15 minutes exhaustively to talk about careers in chain. Um, so, and this webinar is over 1 hour 5 minutes now. I don't want any more than 1 hour 30 minutes because some people here already have something to by 7, so to give them ample opportunity to prepare for it. I want to ask another question, please. I want to start with your update, Chief. Relate blockchain to decentralized finance because one of the questions one of the attendees asked me when I was trying to inside this program was when he saw DeFi. It was like, I've been hearing DeFi. I've been about centralized finance. Can you appropriately put them into their different perspective? What is centralized finance and what is decentralized finance? How does it relate to blockchain? And how can it benefit people as a personal brand and people as a business and people as a non-governmental.
Okay, I believe I have the floor to myself. Yeah. Speaking of decentralized finance is actually broad. Yes, you get. Decentralized finance is, I would say, it's actually a financial system organized in a decentralized manner. Yes, the concept of decentralization that was what gave birth to Bitcoin. But you find out that actually you ask yourself, is Bitcoin actually decentralized? That's what you get to ask yourself. There was a time I was following up on a colleague's status and all. That was Okoye Paternoster, and someone was trying to attack him or trying to let him know that actually Bitcoin. Trying to prove to him that Bitcoin is as decentralized as he says. But I would say Bitcoin is more centralized than actually being decentralized. Then you talk about that was why you find all this other blockchain coming up with better and more innovative way to make this system more decentralized in such a way whereby you could actually have uh, we're talking about services that decentralized governments and the governments are be the banking system and all tend to give to us. But this time around, we tend to organize it in a decentralized manner. Yes, how do they do that? Be it through staking. Yes, you find out that okay, let's take for instance the P2P transaction. The P2P transaction whereby so many transactions are being made on the blockchain system without you actually knowing one person. That is one form of a decentralized manner when it comes to the blockchain as a whole. Then speaking about the decentralized finance, whereby you have the power to actually stake your currency. Yes, decentralized form comes in different ways. We have the staking, we have liquidity providing, we have the yield farming. Yes, liquidity providing in such a way whereby you have to provide money to make the system or transaction more liquid enough. Yeah, more liquid enough, more fluid enough, whereby you provide your money and you earn rewards for it. You earn rewards for actually providing your money, and this is actually something that the banking system is actually, as a whole, is meant to provide to us. But you find out that in a way we're being robbed of all that. Yes, I would say to an extent you can actually you as a whole, as someone having 1 billion naira in your account, you can't walk up into the bank and tell them that you actually want to take off your 1 billion assets at that point in time, and they will give it to you as quick as possible. They wouldn't, because those funds which you've invested in the bank have actually been invested somewhere else. But you find out that in such a way whereby in the cryptocurrency as a whole, it doesn't matter the particular amount which you're dumping into the system, be it um, s- be it you taking those funds, you providing liquidity, or you providing those funds in yield farming. You can actually take out this stuff without anyone asking you questions as whole. So I think I would say that is actually way decentralized as possible. Other than the brokers we have when it comes to forex trading and all, I would say those kind of systems are actually not decentralized in such a way. Then speaking about centralized um, finance and all, you find out you ever we talk about exchanges, about being exchange being centralized, controlled by a particular body, these funds being controlled by a particular body, and you can't actually make decisions on your own on those particular funds. But DeFi gives you the power to make decisions on your own, be it by staking, be it by from you find out that okay, yes, even the NFT as a whole, yes, you find out that the NFT and the DeFi system is actually working together, whereby most NFTs today now can actually be staked, and you get to earn rewards. These rewards that you're earning, you can earn these rewards through the native tokens, through the native tokens being being injected into the system. You find out that you stake your NFT, you earn rewards for it, and all that. So that I would say that's how the DeFi system works. It works in several ways and all, and it works in through staking, through yield farming, through liquidity providing and all. So I believe I've thrown more light on DeFi, and if I think you're not having Foniso around, she seems not to be around. She seems to be having network issues. Well, this is Nigeria. Welcome to Nigeria. So yeah, we have Foniso back. So Mr. Foniso, that's all I have to say concerning DeFi. Hello, Mr. Foniso.
Our
I don't
network is
think. Yeah, I think she's down. Her network is down.
oh,
I guess we have to move on. Yeah. So basically, I spoke about giving you an idea about how the blockchain system works and its benefits. We've talked about the what you tend to gain, the job opportunities open to everyone who are actually coming into this system. Like I said, it's a system that is open to all. It doesn't segregate. I would always say this: you feel free to come into the system. It's not a system whereby that demands only the male, only the guys. Yes, it's a system that is actually open to all. There are several job opportunities out there. Just figure out one, just like Mr. Samuel said, figure out one and and come over to them, tell them what you have to offer and all, and they will definitely at we're talking about growth of this particular project. So definitely they will give you ears. And if what you're projecting is good enough for the project, then why not? Definitely you get paid for what you're offering. You get. So I think Mr. Funisa is back. I guess we'll hand the mic over to her. Mr. Funisa, the floor is over to you.
yeah. She messaged me. I don't know if she see to talk about
Okay,
Bitcoin. Okay,
thank
she's
you
back.
very much.
I think she's breaking
Okay,
again.
Samuel, I hear yours on the ground. I am so sorry for this mix up. I don't know, but and network is really a huge thing. I've changed over two networks.
Yeah, welcome
We've
to
missed it. We've missed it again.
welcome to our place. I don't want to mention welcome to Nigeria. he asked me to talk about this wallet, right? So maybe I should just go ahead. Blockchain
Okay,
wallets.
you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
So when you say wallet, it's just like opening a bank account, right? It's in your name. So now in crypto, in blockchain, your wallet is your own account. That's where you your NFT, whatever it is in crypto industry, that's where you have it. And like Update Chief mentioned, that DeFi you have control over everything. You can stake, you can do yield farming, liquidity, pool, and centralized exchange. You can do all that, but you are not in control. They are the one that will set. That's what I think Binance Update now allows you to stake. You understand? It allows you to do few of those things, but they are the one that will set the APY or APR. APY is that's yield, right? That's like the amount they will pay you as interest for the money you stake, right? So Binance is the one that will they're the one that will set it. I'm using Binance because it's common. When I say centralized, it's not only Binance, so we have lots of exchanges. Exchanges is where you sell your coin. You understand? Where you sell your coin. So when it's centralized, it means they are in control. They are the middleman. But when it's DeFi, like objectives as mentioned, you are in charge, right? Now, when you have your wallet, why I'm going back to what objective said is because it's important it's important to explain that concerning the wallet also. Because in DeFi, you have your phrase, right? Your seed phrase. So you are in charge. And if you lose it, you can't get access to your wallet back. There is a warning there you got to register. So you are in control of your wallet in DeFi. But in centralized exchange, when I say DeFi, that's decentralized finance, right? So in centralized finance, you are they can come up with any policy, right? They can say maybe you are you can go with any policy. I don't want to sound ridiculous, but you understand what I'm going to say. I wanted to give one big example, but they can come with any policy and kick you off their platform. I think they Nigerians understand this better. People that have been using PayPal, PayPal has been getting people's money. So in crypto, that's kind of like the example, right? A centralized exchange can say, okay, in centralized exchange, you have to do KYC, right? Know your customer. You have to verify. But in decentralized exchange, you don't have to verify your wallet, right? You just need your seed phrase. Nobody wants to know you. Although there's an update, there's been some controversy lately because it's as if some of these decentralized systems are not really decentralized as we think about it. Because some of them some issues are happening right now that people are saying, okay, is it really decentralized if you're asking for some of these things, you understand? But that's the idea generally. So your wallet is where you keep your coins, your token, your NFT, right? So where I'm going back to decentralized and centralized now is so that you understand very well how much power you have between DeFi and centralized finance. So when you have your wallet in decentralized, you keep your secret safe and you don't share it with anybody, right? You don't share it with anybody because if anybody have access to it, they can take your wallet, they can get your money, right? So that's basically what you need to know about wallets, right? And there's so examples of wallets in decentralized. I think I should give an example. You have Trust Wallet, you have MetaMask, right? You have MetaMask. Those ones are decentralized wallets, right? But on centralized finance, that's where you have Binance, KuCoin, Gates, which other one, OKS, Quidas, and all the rest, right? Those ones are centralized. If they are not giving you your seed phrase and your wallet, those ones are centralized wallets, you understand?
I know you are going to mention gates.io. You would definitely mention gates.io. I don't know why you like that word like that, but it's fine.
Just
That's the
they
fun
just
part
come
of it.
come to my head.
Before we move on to the last topic for today, I heard that you can use one seed phrase in your decentralized wallet, like to access all your decentralized wallets. Is it true? Because it's just some to just say, because probably the people that are on this call might also hear it like we heard it. Is it true that you can use one seed to access all your wallets? Have you used it before? Do you think it's valid?
Um, can you come again? I didn't get your question.
Okay, my question is that I learned
I think what he's trying to ask is you can use one address, right, on different networks. That's on decentralized on DeFi. I think that's what she's trying to ask. You are muted. You are muted. Update you. Your mic is muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, I was asking that, like when you want to put your Trust wallet and you want to put a wallet inside Trust wallet, that's secret, otherwise called mnemonics. What people call it private key inside your wallet. I learned that you can use one seed phrase, like you can use the seed phrase, and it will still be accessible. You can still use it on your Safe Power wallet. It can still be accessible. The same mnemonics with different wallets. Do you think that have you tried it before? Do you think it can work? Is it really the possibility of blockchain that we're talking about, or what exactly is it? What do you think are the advantages if it works? What are the disadvantages if it works?
Okay, I think I'm still trying to understand the question. Like you're trying to say, we linking our trust wallets probably to is it our? Are you trying to say that? Please, I'm so sorry. Can you come over it again, please? I think we've
I'm
lost
just
her.
trying to understand. I think the question. I'm just trying to understand the question. I don't think it's about maybe it's your address, right? Connecting to other decentralized websites. How you could use your web address to connect to other websites like on different chains. Maybe on FTM, how you can connect with your address because there's no way you should give your seed phrase to any website at all. I think I think that's what she's trying to say. Connect your address to other websites like okay maybe Spooky, WAP or Brush to do some transaction or stake on their website. I think that's what she's trying to ask. The mic is muted.
Okay, I said the thing is that we're not getting her clearly, and as long as we can't hear her clearly, there's no possible way we will actually understand what she's asking and her view or what she's trying
That's
to
true.
communicate to us.
That's true.
Yeah, she said that this session will be over by 1 hour 30 minutes, and we've been into this session for 1 hour 24 minutes. So I think we should just give her a little time, and then probably
Okay.
should be ending the session.
Okay. Let me just say for jobs, right? Let me just mention for jobs in case I so that I won't forget. If you
Yeah.
want to look for jobs right in blockchain, there is a website that's cryptojobslist.com.
Uh,
Crypto
Mr. Samuel, please, can you say that again? Because even I don't know that.
crypto jobs list. That's like crypto, then jobs with an S, then list. I don't. There's no way I could type here. That's why I would have typed it. Maybe I will type
You
it
can
for
you
her.
can actually you can actually type. I think they made provision. Yeah, they made provision on the private chat and comments and all.
Okay, okay, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So you said crypto jobs does what?
So cryptojobslist.com.
Okay, cryptojobs.com.
There's list. Jobs
When
list.
it comes to yeah, yeah, okay, cryptojobs.com.
Yes.
Wow, 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 I think this is a nice
There's
update.
they
I
give
will actually, I and my colleagues will actually check this out and know what.
they give like yesterday the jobs there. I don't, and nobody should be discouraged if you keep seeing maybe they are looking for developer software. There are other jobs there that they also just look for the one that concerns you there. Don't look, maybe you see three jobs that is listed, that is a blockchain developer listed after each other, then you start getting discouraged that okay, there's no place for me. It's a lie. Oh, there's place. There are other jobs there too. Like yesterday alone, the number of jobs they listed was up to like I don't want to exaggerate, maybe maybe 10. There's a lot of adoption going on. There's a lot of adoption going on right now in crypto, in blockchain. There's a lot of adoption going on. People outside, I think I'm the only one remaining, but people outside are trying to, like institutions. Let me not say people outside institutions. They are trying to get involved in crypto. So the more adoption is going, the more the adoption, the more institutions are getting it, the more there will be job openings. You understand? Some people even hire researchers, you understand, to research things. You know, you could brainstorm with them. They can even send what's it called? Um, list of what's the adjective for this? I'm forgetting. They could send a survey, right? They could pay you for just survey. Like you want to do survey and we need you to answer some questions. You understand? We want you to interact with our protocol. What do you think? You understand? So there's a lot of adoption going on. If Google decide, okay, I want to create a coin, definitely there's job opening. So every day there's job opening. The most important thing is just try to align yourself in the for in a way that you earn a skill that is relevant in the blockchain. And let me tell you, I don't think the skills that is irrelevant in blockchain is not much. There are a lot of skills that is relevant in blockchain. So just align yourself with it. And there's a way you get job, right. Make sure, okay, you could also, this website I have said, cryptojobslist.com. You will also go to, Twitter, interact. Don't Some people are more, they care more about their following and follower ratio more than what they can get. You understand? If you are, they will be like, okay, at the point when I first entered Twitter, that was the first thing that I care about. When I create, I have, you will say, okay, if I follow 10 people, I want my follower to be 20. You understand? If you know what you are doing for, right now my follower is divided by three. My following, I followed, as long as you have what I want, you have the value that I want, I follow everybody. So get involved in the ecosystem. Don't say, okay, I want to stay outside and look for job in blockchain. Follow everybody that is, don't care whether your following is 1 million and your number of followers is only one. Follow everybody that is useful. Get involved in the blockchain, right? That's how you know, okay, sometimes you don't even need to, and it's through their tweets that you know that, okay, this person is looking for a job in this role, this one is looking for people to employ in this role. So you shoot them DMs, right? It's basically, and let me say this, basically blockchain don't care about your certificate, let me say that it's it's basically what you have to offer, right? What you have to offer. So make sure you are offering a solution to a project or like you've listed the jobs already, so I don't want to go by it. And solution to a problem doesn't have to be technical. Like we've it's some solutions are basic as okay, I have the idea of you might not even be the person that will create the meme, right? You can also have idea of meme that they could be using and just be telling them the meme. They can employ another graphic designer to create the meme for them. You understand? So don't disqualify yourself. Like Hack Sultan on Twitter said something recently that touched me. He said, because you are not qualified for a job, because you've not meet most of the requirements listed for a job opening, doesn't mean you shouldn't apply. Don't disqualify yourself. That's not your job. You understand? Like it's not your job to disqualify yourself. Allow the HR do that one. You understand? Allow the HR do their work. Don't do their work for them. So go to Twitter, then Reddit. Go to Reddit, go to Quora. Those are the places that all these gigs are. You know, I discovered that Discord is where those deep gigs are, crypto gigs are. So I figured okay, I have to go on Discord. So don't stay on Instagram. You will not see any job opening on Instagram like that though. Chances are even if you see the job opening on Instagram, the position is already filled. So go to where blockchain guys are hanging out. You understand? I'm not saying they may be physical. If you can attend physical events, attend. Then online, Reddit, Quora, ask questions, read people's questions. You understand? That's how, and the side I gave you, and that's how you familiarize yourself with the ecosystem. Follow blockchain guys, follow their projects, be curious and be willing to learn. You understand? That's how you get involved in the ecosystem.
Thank you,
Nobody said
Sam, for that. That was amazing. Honestly, that was only to be the last thing I would actually want you guys to talk about because the king of social media, which is Facebook, most people are there. You can't get anything tangible from it. You're just going to see guys that are posting NFT that is worth nothing, even in 20 years' time. It's worth nothing. It's a waste of time to be there and be doing all of those things. The real deal is Twitter. So I was having a conversation with somebody 2 weeks ago, and she was like, she doesn't know how Twitter works. I was like, if you don't get on Twitter, you'll never know how Twitter works. This is you having Twitter on your phone since you got your phone and you have never opened Twitter. And you're telling me you don't know how Twitter works. How then would you know if you don't open Twitter? So I had to force her to open Twitter. And today she's become a fan of Twitter. She's no longer doing Facebook as usual now. She's not tailoring her content to Twitter. So, guys, Twitter is an amazing platform for this. Discord is the barber of all. So, one of the blockchain guys tweeted on Twitter this morning that it doesn't do his own research again. He just have a circle of people that once they drop a coin, that's it. That is his own do your own research. Once it's there on that platform, that means it is working. I mean, these are the kind of circles that are really working when you go into Discord. So don't leave it to chance. Reddit is another place that is lazy, but is very important. I had algo. In fact, most of the algo that I have today, it was thanks to Reddit. It was Reddit that gave me that number of algo. I never thought I would accumulate algo to that point, but Reddit gave it to me free of charge. So if you don't use Reddit, you're leaving money on the table. That is the truth. So please get on Reddit, get on all of those. So we have come to the end of this program. I want to sincerely appreciate our guest speakers for honoring us to come and talk to us. If you are not motivated by anything that we have talked about in this thing, please kindly be motivated by the various career opportunities that is listed out here. Now, writing a content for blockchain is different from writing a content for a non-fiction. A non-fiction cannot pay you as much as blockchain will pay you. I don't know, Samuel, if you saw it on Twitter like last month, whereby blockchain developer was asked to come and be a developer for one company, and the annual payment was $1 million annually. Can you just wrap your head around that? Now they're paying you more than 1,000 to like over 100 plus for 1 month. convert that to naira. Please don't do that. You just burst into tears. Don't do that. But that's how crazy the industry is. Even if you're a social media management, a community manager, it pays you far better, far deeper. This life that we are praying to God for, this is it. God giving us at the platter of gold. It's not left for you and I to either step into it, utilize it, build something out of it, share your testimony, encourage others, lean a helping hand for others to grow, and all of those. Build a community around it and every other thing. So once again, thank you everybody for coming. So this is the end of our broadcast. Sawa, do you have any words again to say? Is there any final words, or you've already said your final words? Thank you.
Yeah, I think I should just leave the fireworks like that.
Yes, that's the final words like that. We cannot exhaust this industry. And
Again,
so I want to thank everybody for coming. We hope to actually come back sometime and ensure that we talk more on the pertinent things that are going on here and every other thing. So
sorry,
thank you everybody for, yeah.
I shared this website where you can get job listing for blockchain industry in the private
Mm,
chat. So I don't know if there's a way you can
okay.
share it somewhere else. So
Okay. Let me just copy it and paste it on the general comment.
okay.
Okay. Just a minute. So I am going to make it a banner so that we all will see it. Yeah. Cryptojoblist.com. This is where you can actually get job listing. So get on these guys and get job listing. Start searching for this job. If you have any problem, you can reach out to me on my Twitter handle, Foniso Udo. You can reach out to Samuel on his Facebook. He's not very active on Twitter, but he's on Twitter. You can search for his
Yeah.
name, you can find it. And then Update Chief. His name is Update Chief everywhere. IG, Twitter, everywhere. His name is Update Chief. His community is Update.
Uh, I think network is currently. Also, you could also if you are you could also go on Upwork, right? Upwork, that's a freelance site. Yeah, and there are people looking for blockchain um, industry is looking for freelancers, right? On Upwork too. The difference is on Upwork. There's it's a wide Upwork consists of a lot of jobs, right? It doesn't have to be crypto, but in crypto jobs, it's, it's exclusive. It's exclusive to only crypto, but don't underestimate Upwork too. I don't be Fiverr, but I haven't been on Fiverr, right? And network is off. As you said, we are done with this session. So I think I'll just wait for her to come back. And let me just say, just if you want to be curious, like I've said earlier, research, read, watch videos. I can't tell you the number of videos I've watched and the number of books I've read. All those things I will say that when I finish school, even signboard, I don't go read. It's a lie. Oh. You have to read some white paper. There's something called white paper. That's like the plan of the project of like the plan of the coin you want to buy. So that's called white paper. Some white paper, if you download them, they are MB 59 MB. I've downloaded white paper of 100 and something MB before. Of course, I don't finish reading the chat. But if you want to buy something, you have to read the plan that they have. So you read though, but it's interesting actually. It's very interesting because you are reading something that is it's 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 like it's live, right? It's not abstract. It's not abstract. You're reading something that is happening. You're reading something that is revolutionary. You're reading something that could change your life, right? And let me say this: the only difference between you and somebody that knows something, like the only difference between somebody that know and somebody that don't know, right? it's that the person, somebody taught the person, or the person learnt the thing by himself. Nobody came to this earth, right? Nobody came from heaven with preconceived knowledge about everything. All of us were dummy when we came, but we started learning things. So don't feel intimidated by somebody else's knowledge in the space, right? Just focus on your own journey, right? Before you know it, you start being on the same level with your alphas, like the senior men that you will be looking up to. There was the person that introduced me to crypto, that's Solu Baba. By the time I started learning by myself, and I was telling him some updates too. So it was like, yeah, I've been doing research. Like, he was impressed. He knew, okay, I wasn't depending totally on him and lazy in the system. I was trying to learn some things myself also. So I was now telling him some other things. I was explaining sometimes to him. I was explaining some coins, what they can do, what this one cannot do. Understand? And it was like, you don't sabi plenty things, so you understand. So the difference between you and the person that know, right, is because the person have learnt about it, and you too, you can do it. You can do it. What should I write? Please, what should I write? I don't have access to paste in general comment, but if you tell me what to write, then I can see it out, right? Please tell me what to write, what you are talking about, so I will know. Okay, I'm waiting on Stephanie to tell me what to write. But in the meantime, I could just, I can go on and on talking about blockchain seriously. Yeah, I almost forgot. Also, medium.com. You could get, you know, that's if you are familiar with Medium, then people write articles there and the rest. There was one day I saw an article that was written in 2010. The article was so concise. It was about how people are saying crypto is a scam, but a lot of millions of dollars is already in it, and how it's they are using it for like real time real time stuffs, like the utility, there's utility. So how can this be a scam? I was like, why didn't I see this article earlier? I would have bought a coin and I would have just retired by now. You understand? So get on Medium, please. Read. Don't spend too much time on Wattpad or all this other. It's good to relax sometimes, do some things for entertainment, right? But Medium is a very good place that you can get value. Crypto blockchain industry, blockchain institutions, they employ people that write on Medium. And if you want to get into content marketing, or you want to be a content manager, or you want to be creating content for crypto, a crypto company, you have to get familiar with all these places, because that's where they put their content on Medium. Imagine you want to get a job or in the blockchain industry and you don't even know you don't know Medium. Although it's normally the same way you type, right? But at least just go there. It's normally the same way other platform is, but just familiarize yourself with Medium, right? That's where they put the article, right? And on Reddit and the rest, on Quora, answer questions. That's what Infoniso has mentioned. I think it's taking longer for her to come back. I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. I don't know what to do right now. I think there was a way you could ask questions. I would have loved to answer some questions, but I don't know. Could you type? If there's question you could type. If there's no question, I almost forgot again also. Also, get on podcasts, right? There are some podcasts that you make things, blockchain podcasts. Podcasts that are on blockchain. Doesn't matter the platform, maybe it's Google but podcast. But listen to what you are saying. Okay, how blockchain works. Wow. We've already talked about that in the beginning, but asked rather. So here's how blockchain works actually. It's more technical. It's technical, but I'll avoid the more complicated part. But here's the thing. Block. We have block. Like the name imply, we have block and we have chain, right? Say chain. Chain is chain. You know chain now. Chain is things connected together. So blockchain now, we have hash rates, right? So those are just terms. Let me say this at the basic. If you want to learn anything in blockchain, you just have just hear the term, right? Hear the term for the term. All these things are just terms, like they are just buzzwords. Like they just have to come up with a name to give to them, right? So that they are unique. So that just use the names. So now block, right, consists of consists of a hash rate, right? Consists of a hash rate, right? And it's connected together. It's connected together. It also have hash ID. It's connected together. So we have what's it called? People that validate the miners, right? Miners. So let's say you have three blocks in a blockchain, right? For example, Bitcoin. So each block they have each unique ID, right? So the reason why it's decentralized is because if you connect if one person cannot just change anything, if you change one thing on one of the block, right, it will change everything on in the rest. When e change it, that means the information, right, the information will not be correct again. I don't know if I'm making sense. The information will not be correct again. That's why it's decentralized. So for a person to be able to a alter a transaction, right? For you to be able to alter a transaction, that means to do magomago or change something in the blockchain, you have to be able to change the rest blocks inside that chain. Does that make sense? Let's assume you have five blocks in a chain. If you are one of the validators, right? If you want to change one, you have to change the rest. And let's say the rest, one person in the rest block can be in China. Like so that's how hard it is for you to change anything on the blockchain. So that's how it works. It's more technical actually. If there was a what's it called? There was a visual, it would have been better. So miners, they are the one that BTC uses proof of work. BTC uses proof of work. What it means by proof of work is there are people that are mining it. They have systems set up, right? They have systems set up. So there's a question I asked myself when I first got into blockchain, like why how if why can't I be a miner and why can't I be someone that will mine and make my own, you mine a lot and mine plenty this thing. That's the question people that that comes in early to tend to ask. Why can't I mine why can't I just, have my own blockchain or something like mine and mine? I will just keep mining plenty. It's expensive to set up. Number one, it's expensive to set up, and there's a code that is written for each block, right? Okay, I think you've understood that one better. It's expensive to set up, so you can't just wake up one day and decide that okay, you want to be a miner. That's Bitcoin use plenty energy. You have to like spend some money, right? I think a setup is up to like I don't want to give a figure, but it's expensive to set up. But the mining that OpenShift is not talking about is now a big miner will buy all the gadgets, right, and put somewhere else. But now there is a way they now make it that few small miners now can now everybody will now join together. I think that's proof of stake. It's wide actually, it's broad, and I'm not too versatile in the more technical part actually. That's that's more technical, but I understand the concept. That's the concept I'm explaining. Okay, candlestick. Okay, candlestick. Yeah, that's the green candle and the red candle. That's technical analysis. Technical analysis. Technical analysis, that's the candlestick. So when you say fundamental analysis in blockchain is all this white paper, right? It's more like the theory, the plan. What's the plan of these people, this project? What will they do? How will they solve the issue that they are saying they want to solve, right? Those are the fundamental aspects. You could also say the emotion of people, like, okay, how will people react to this news, right? uh But technical analysis is when you look at the charts, right? You have to do the charts. You look at the candle. There are different kind of candles, right? I don't know them often. I was learning it then because to some extent. Because to some extent that I figured this technical analysis it's no matter your technical analysis, if there's an FUD, that's fear and doubt, right? I'm already with you. If there's one news that is bad, whether you do your technical analysis or not, the coin will dip, right? So it discouraged me. But there are books, right? It's more explanatory where there's a visual, right? Because there is a candle, there are some terms like stochastic, blah blah blah, and the rest. The candle is going up. But let me just say this. If on the charts you have 1 hour, you have 1 minute. So in that 1 hour, if a candle in that 1 hour means the price of that coin within that 1 hour, right? And there's a tip that I've been using too. If if there's a tiny if there's a tiny line in a candle, right? It means maybe it's up. If it's up, it means there are more buyers, right? There are more buyers. But if there's a tiny candle that is longer than the red, right? If there's a tiny candle in the red that is longer, it means there are more sellers, and that's the time for it to move. But technical analysis is more than Just what I just said though. Don't you there's a lot of things you have to consider, you know, whether the candle is going up or down. Even if when you use one form of candle analysis, you still have to vet it with the rest candle analysis. Those ones just if you want to learn more about candle analysis, you could just search technical analysis on YouTube, right? Follow, go and subscribe to crypto cred, right? He has a lot of video on technical analysis. You could watch a lot of video on it. And one of the things is people use the idea of how coins moved in the past. That's what they are now using. That's one of the ways of the technical analysis. But with the recent times, I think things have changed. There's new adoption. So some of the candle analysis are actually not feasible, right? But there are some that are useful. So just go to YouTube. That's crypto quick. You could learn a lot from him, right? I think I answered the question faintly, or is that okay? Did I answer the question?
Okay. I think I'm live again.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, I had to change my location entirely to get back here. Uh-huh. As I can see, you have plenty questions already lined up here for you. Have you?
I think yes, I've answered though, but I don't know. I don't know if you're okay with my answer.
Okay. So, I think this is the end of this. This is already 2 hours, and we already had 2 hours. Thank you, Sam, for staying and holding up to this. I think you have answered it. He's saying thank you. If you want more questions or more answers from Samuel, you can reach Samuel on Facebook. Samuel, please can you mention your Facebook username so that they can follow you up on Facebook or your Twitter, anyone that you're okay with.
It's Facebook or I'm anonymous on Twitter. Somewhere, but the spelling of my name is the problem. If I just type the name, so I just give it to them there, right? Just basically comments. Somewhere Olorun Kia. Arbitrage. Okay. Arbitrage trading, I think it was on the call. So let me just mention arbitrage trading is when there are different websites, right? There are people who buy coin, right? People make transaction. So when let's say in exchange A, right? In exchange A, it's DeFi. Oh. Arbitrage is a DeFi. It's not on centralized system. But basically it's like you buy a coin cheaper in another place, right? And I'm just giving the idea. You buy a coin cheaper in another place and you go and sell it in another place that is slightly high.
Okay. So you can follow Samuel there. I have projected his social media account for following.
Thank you.
So, all right, thank you, Sam, once again. Thank you everybody for following up here. Sam, you are going to expect a lot of questions because there's people that will watch up to this point when they finally come in. So, thank you everybody. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Update Chief. Thank you everybody that commented, and thank you to the Stellar Females for organizing this together. We don't take it for granted. Thank you for enlightenment. Thank you so much. So I hope that we all have a great night. If you have any other question, you can always reach out to me and we will find a way to get back to you and answer your question. Thank you for staying to the end. Have a good night rest. Sam,
All right,
we
again.
would talk. Thank you.